Hello and welcome to my Capstone Symposium presentation. My name is Ashlyn McGarrah and the title of my presentation is From Awareness to Action, How Community-Based Social Marketing Can Enhance Storm Drain Markers and Engage Communities. So starting with my background, stormwater runoff impacted by individual behaviors is a top source of pollution in the Puget Sound. These individual behaviors can be pet waste, fertilizers, litter. There are more listed in Figure 1. This polluted stormwater impacts the health of humans, wildlife, and the natural ecosystem. And storm drain markers help to prevent these behaviors by bringing awareness to the drain. And frameworks like community-based social marketing, which emphasize direct contact with people, should be applied to improve the effectiveness of these markers. And this leads me to my two research questions. What marking strategies can be employed to spread awareness around polluting behaviors? And what are some best practices for evaluating these marking strategies through a community-based social marketing lens? So for my internship, I interned with Seattle Public Utilities, specifically in their stormwater education and outreach team. I also interviewed 11 stormwater experts, 9 of which were stormwater managers across Washington State. And then last, I conducted a literature review of community-based social marketing techniques and successful campaigns to see what we can bring over from community-based social marketing and apply to storm drain markers. And moving on to the first part of my results. So the 3 most common marker types that I found from my interviews were the stencil, the medallion, and the mural. This top photo here is a stencil that was found in the city of Seattle. Stenciling in Seattle originally began in the mid-1990s with SPU using the stencil as their main marking form since then. The second one is a plastic adhesive medallion here with the Puget Sound Starts Here campaign logo, which was introduced in 2012. Many jurisdictions around the state wanted to move away from the stencil for environmental concerns, so they moved to this plastic adhesive. And then third is this mural that was painted in Keyport, Washington, and it was commissioned by Kitsap County in 2019. Then moving on to the second part. So from my literature review of community-based social marketing best practices, I identified 5 best practices that could be applied to marking. First one is clear behavior. The markers should be self-explanatory and all the information needed for someone to take the appropriate action should be conveyed on the marker itself. The second one is benefit highlighted. The marker should reflect the reasons why your priority audience might be interested in adopting a specific behavior or what might motivate them to do so. The third one is at point of decision. The marker should be as close as possible to where the action is going to be taken. Fourth is community support. The marker should be created with direct consultation from community members and reflect the community that it's in. The fifth one is access to more information. The marker should provide access to more education or resources so people know how to reduce their impact on waterways. With those results, my key takeaways were that stenciling scored actually the highest under this community-based social marketing criteria. The stencil that I showed you before could be greatly improved by integrating the voices of the community and providing access to more information in the design of the stencil. And table 1 here shows all the criteria that I shared with you before on the left, and then the 3 marker types. I ranked these with a color from red was bad, yellow was like a medium in the middle, and then green was like top notch, the best of the best. And then moving on to the overall significance of my project, storm drain markers should continue to be evaluated and further improved by behavior change programs such as community-based social marketing. The evaluations that I made today, that I've shown you today, should be tested with an actual audience to see if stenciling does create the most behavior change. And then going forward, Seattle Public Utilities should partner with social justice and equity organizations or other agencies to bring in community voices and bring in those communities that are often underserved. And the figure on the right here is me stenciling a drain for Seattle's One Day of Service, which I had a great time attending. And that is my presentation. I would like to give a big thank you to my site supervisors, Ryan Harper, my faculty advisor, Nancy Lee, the entire cohort, my friends and family. I could not have done this without their support. Thank you.